Hey guys, so a few months ago I got in the Millright CNC that I've told you was coming. You guys have seen a couple of videos already of a few first initial runs I've done with it with a Sharpie. So I obviously have it put together, as you can see probably behind me. But I promised you a series of videos from the beginning, from unboxing it to going through and putting it together. So this is the first one of those. I'm not going to do a detailed, comprehensive, this is how you build this thing. I'm just going to jump in every now and then showing you different steps along the way of where I am. But don't think this is going to be a cool, I can watch this video and this will show me exactly how to build this thing. That's not what this is going to be. This is an overview, but a little bit of an in-depth overview. This first video is it's about 10 minutes long. There are no cuts, no edits. It's just the camera pointed down at the box that the parts came in, and me going through and just looking at all the parts as they came in, making sure everything's there, and then a bunch of comments. Some things I like about the buying experience and the kit. Some things I don't like about the kit. So that's what's going to be in this video. Hope you enjoy it. And here we go. All right. So I went on the website, opened up the assembly manual and printed out a packing list. This really should be in here. I shouldn't have to go look for this. I understand not putting the assembly instructions in here because they're quite long. But a packing list in the box, yeah, that's kind of standard and that should be here. Especially on something that costs, more than $100. So, laser cut aluminum plates. My guess is these are not labeled. Some things are labeled in here, some things are not. These are not. Laser cut aluminum plates in one X-axis bearing and one Z-axis bearing and two Y. My guess is this might be those. This is the one Z. We want to bet this long one is the Z. So I'm going to say these are probably the aluminum plates, belt anchor plate, Z spring stud bracket. I'm going to guess that's these, although they're not labeled. So, precision cut MDF frame set, front, rear, left, and right pieces. That's on the bottom, so we'll deal with MDF later. 12 V-wheel kits with each, including 2 bearings and 1 polycarbonate V-wheel. There's the Arduino Uno. It's the Uno, or it's a clone. Wire management. Spindle kit. Well, spindle power supply. Spindle power supply. I'm not going in any particular order because they're just kind of... Alright, and this is all, looks like, if not all, a lot of the hardware. And there's a matrix, there's a hardware matrix for this that I'd have to print out separately that I'm trying to format, because all I have now is it's on the manual, and I'd like to be able to print it out into a spreadsheet or something where I can maintain the formatting when I print it out. So I'll have to go through this later, make sure that's all there. And I have no doubt that if anything's missing, Derek and the guys at Millright will make it right. But again, it would just be nice if the packing list were here. Spacers and whatnot, V-wheels and bearings, V-wheels and bearings and spacers and whatnot. It's 81 degrees today here in Middle Tennessee. And I have not got my air conditioning ready for this yet. Who am I kidding? I'm not gonna check all this off the list right now. I'll do that later when I start really spreading it out on the table for assembly. I just kind of want to look through now and see if I can notice anything obvious missing. Any big ticket items. Like stepper motors. There are the 3 NEMA 17 stepper motors. Cable ties and or wire ties and belt, GT2 belts. And these static bags we should have, yeah, more Arduino Uno, or the driver boards for those. Spindle mount. There's the aluminum bracket to hold the spindle. There's the spindle mount. And just for the hell of it, let's try for a little while at least to keep these together. Spindle hardware, spindle speed controller. I'm guessing this is the spindle. Looks like a spindle to me. Down here we have power cord. Here we have the limit switches, homing kit. I would have bought these limit switches myself because obviously I can probably get them a little cheaper. As a matter of fact, I know I could. And the wiring and all that is straightforward and simple. The main reason I bought the homing kit was because it already has all the brackets and everything. And I could have made brackets, but they already have the brackets, and I think the homing kit was $30. So it was worth it to me for the switches. Like I said, I could have sourced the switches elsewhere, but it was worth it to me to get the brackets and the hardware and everything already the right sizes and everything. So it was worth the $30 for me to go ahead and buy the homing kit from them, so I did. Stand off for the fan. I already see the fan down there. More brackets. Stepper motors. Power supply. More brackets. Corner brackets and whatnot. These are probably the rigidity kit. The rigidity kit, from what I could tell, mostly consists of threaded rods, and your rails, X and Y axis rails. And it's focusing. Here's basically your rigidity kit here. Rigidity kit and hardware. Now on the rigidity kit, this was $15. This, to me, should just be part of the M3 CNC. You shouldn't have to pay extra to make it more rigid. I mean, think about it. You're checking out, you know, you've added it to your cart online, you're checking out, and then you see this rigidity kit. Would you like your CNC machine to be more rigid? If so, spend another $15. Well, yes, I want it to be as rigid as possible. This should just be included. This shouldn't be an extra add-on. This should just be part of the CNC build and not an extra that you can buy or not buy. So this was, I didn't like this very much. That it was, and it's only 15 bucks, right? You can say, yeah, but it's only 15 bucks. Well, you can say that to the guys at Millright too. Hey, it's only 15 bucks. In which, you know, even if that's their cost, and that may be their cost, if that is their cost, factor it in. Don't make this an add-on. Make this just part of the kit. That's my main complaint with this whole thing. Everything else I like. I get that it's MDF. It's one of the cheapest, mills you can get that looks to be quality made for an MDF. make that part of it. That shouldn't be extra. The homing switch kit, I understand making that extra because not everybody uses them. Rigidity should be part of it. There shouldn't be an extra rigidity kit. Here's MDF. There's piece B. And there's another piece. Another piece. And another piece. And I think I ordered a spoil board. And here's linear bearings, a bunch of these here in the bottom. Precision cut MDF frame set including front, rear, left, and right. Front, rear, left, right. Well, one of these is going to be left. One of these is going to be right. I'm guessing B, front and rear there, because there are two pieces in here. Front and rear. And then, well, there's the table. You know what? I don't think I ordered the spoil board. I know this definitely isn't the spoil board, so this is MDF bed with 16 furlong T-nuts. That's an hardware kit. So this is the MDF bed here. And yeah, I didn't order the spoil board. I almost did. It was cheap enough. I think it was 15 bucks. But then I read a lot of guys who are just saying for spoil boards, you know, they just put, you know, a scrap piece down under each piece they're cutting. And, you know, just factor that into the Z and just use that. And I thought, well, that's better than having a special spoil board on top of the bottom. Because chances are, if you order the spoil board, you're going to wind up, you know, wanting to put something under your cut anyway to keep from screwing up your spoil board. So now you've got two boards you're trying to keep from screwing up. So, you know, I just didn't do it. Didn't get the spoil board. I was trying to get out as cheap as I possibly could on this. And so, at first glance, it looks like everything is here. I'll know more later when I lay it out on the table and really start looking at it and getting ready to really put it together, which is not going to be today. Alright guys, that was the unboxing and the inventory of the Millright CNC. The next video up will be as I start putting it together. Big man black t-shirt.